Hello everybody, my name's Shalise. Welcome everybody to my Harry Potter Wars again. This is the book versus the movie wars. We're doing The Prisoner of Azkaban. Which one was better, the book or the movie? Now here's the thing everybody, the score right now is 2-0 for the movies. Movies are leading this easily so far. But the book, which one do I like more? The Prisoner of Azkaban book or the movie? My opinion, the book of The Prisoner of Azkaban was a lot more detailed, and to me, there was a lot better moments in The Prisoner of Azkaban, the book. Now here's the thing. I enjoy Alfonso the director. He did a tremendously great job. I love the different way the picture is. It's no longer a happy, glory feel. Don't get me wrong, Harry Potter was always dark, but this time it got a little bit more, like the picture was different. There wasn't no colorful schemes like in the Home Alone movies and all that stuff. There was a lot more darker feel with the whole Dementors coming now. And we all know the story of Prisoner Azkaban. You know Sirius Black, his escape from Azkaban. He's after Harry Potter. We all know the story. Now, let me start off with a major difference, what they changed. Alfonso decides to get Harry Potter's firebolt at the end as a last minute gift from Sirius Black to show that to Harry they still loved him and all this stuff. And to me, it worked. And the pacing that Alfonso did was great. But to me, Alfonso made a 2 hour 10 minute film, and I could have done a 2 hour 20, 2 hour 30. And I believe that Alfonso missed a lot of key conversations in the book that could have been in the movie. Simple stuff. One key conversation was Harry was confessing to Ron and Hermione about how what he hears, the reason why he wants to kill Sirius Black so much. It really emphasized in the book of why he is so angry at him, not just because he betrayed his parents. It's also what does he hear when Dementors get close to him, and it really goes into detail of like how he just hears his mother screams, how he bears his soul to Ron and Hermione about the stuff he sees, and his anger and aggression is just there. And I think that was a 2 or 4 minute scene you could have included in that, and I was greatly disappointed after I reread the books. And here's the thing, Prisoner of Azkaban was one of my favorite. It was my favorite Harry Potter movie for the longest time, but after rereading the books, and I'm like, I felt like Alphonse could have just included these simple scenes. And there's little scenes that could have been 4 or 5 minutes, and people say, "Oh, these little scenes don't make a difference." It does make a difference. Every single detail matters, and to me, this was an important detail that they needed in the film. We need to see more of Harry's aggression. We need to see more of the reason why Harry was wanted Sirius Black dead. We needed that a lot more. And the whole thing with the firebolt at the end, Harry takes away Hermione tells Professor McGonagall about Harry's firebolt in the book. She gets Harry's firebolt taken away. Harry's angry with her. This is the first time we see Harry totally angry with Hermione. Ron is angry with her not just with the firebolt. He's furious about it. Harry understands, but Ron is furious about it also. We get into more, and the thing is, though, I understand why Alfonso did it differently for pacing and all that stuff. And another plus of this, if I could say a plus towards the movie wise, they make Ron and Hermione more believable couple. All that little stuff for Hermione holding Ron's hand, Hermione, oh I don't know, like all those little scenes that you see in the movie, those cute little moments, they're never there in the book. I've said it once, said it a billion times. I never believed Ron and Hermione was gonna get together in the books, because when I read it, I'm like, when I was younger, I'm like, man, these guys argue all the freaking time. They're always arguing. He's always making her cry. It just didn't make sense to me. And I prefer the movie version of their relationship, believe me, because it's a lot more believable. In the books, it's really emphasized the fact that there's so many times where Harry thinks Ron and Hermione's relationship is gone for good, their friendship. The only thing they had in common in the books, in my opinion, was the relationship with Harry. Other than that, I don't think they would have been friends. But off the topic of that, I prefer the movie version of Ron and Hermione's relationship because in the books they argued way too much to my liking and all this stuff. And I understand why. You know, Scabbers was missing, and there's details that maybe Crosshooks definitely killed Ron's rat, Scabbers, and all that stuff. We have gone into more detail also about Crossshanks and all that stuff. Hermione's cat, who is like now friends with Sirius Black, and how it's an intelligent animal. There's a lot of great more detail in the books and all this stuff. And another thing which I was greatly disappointed about, again, something that the books had over the movie, is what the Marauders map is. What is all the 4 people who made the Marauders map? It's Remus, Wormtail, I was gonna say Lupin. It's Sirius Black, Harry's father, Peter Pettigrew, and Lupin. They made a Marauders map, and there was more details of the Lupin's werewolf side. There was a lot more detail into these characters, and I believe a simple conversation would have just you could have had a 4 minute scene of that. It didn't have to be specifically that one instance where Snape is like watching him. You could have had that at a certain scene where Harry confiscated where Lupin confiscated Harry's Marauders map when he was out in the dark and Snape caught him. You could have added that scene. And again, I know I'm bitching about certain scenes that were not in the books, but these scenes to me really would have helped more character, would have developed more Lupin's character and the werewolf stuff, and what it means in Marauders map. I see there was a lot more detail in the freaking books that was necessary. I mean, I'm trying to think about other changes that happened. The No Quidditch World Cup. Last time we're going to see Oliver Wood and all that stuff. I actually would prefer a little bit more to Quidditch World Cup and all that stuff to see them win it and all that. Other than that, there's not much detail to that. I get that we saved time for the story about, the darker story with Sirius Black and all that stuff. And to me, the Prisoner of Azkaban, without reading the book, it's a very well paced movie. And I love the Prisoner of Azkaban still. I'm not saying I don't love the movie no more, but it's just no longer my favorite. And the reason why is not because of Alfonso's direction, his different take on it. I didn't mind his different take, his slightly different changes and all this stuff. What I minded that he left out certain key conversations that the characters have with one another. That really develops both Ron and Hermione, Harry, and really Professor Lupin and Sirius Zed and their relationship between one another, how close they were as friends. And to me, I believe that was definitely missing in this Harry Potter, in the book versus the movie. The books had in that stuff. And the reason why I'm giving the book the win is because the book had a lot more detail. And even though I could care less for Snape being a total asshole to Ron, Hermione, and Harry. I could care less for Hermione and Ron arguing all this stuff. It's just, you hear that all the time. I'm like, man, you're not regularly making me believe you're a believable couple, but still. I prefer that movie version more, but to me, that's stuff that I could accept more. I could understand certain changes that they made with the firebolt scene, the firebolt thing. I understand it. With Ron and Hermione's relationship, how they added more scenes, I understand it. Certain things I did not enjoy what Alfonso did. Say one little thing I did not like Alfonso was when Buckbeak's coming, Hagrid's asking who wants to ride Buckbeak. Harry volunteers. Everybody else just backs away. In the movies, everybody backs away and Harry's just left there oh, what? I have to. He didn't realize everybody backed up. But again, there are certain things I enjoyed about the movie that I liked certain changes, and then there are certain things in the books I prefer more. But to me, the more meaningful stuff was missing was from the books, and from the movie that they didn't complete from the books. And again, I enjoyed this movie. It's a great movie, but to me, the books had a lot more detail, a lot more soul, and a lot of certain scenes. Even though, with Dumbledore and Sirius talking about to Harry about you have your mother's eyes and all that stuff that was in the books, I prefer the movie version better. But the point still gets across without the conversation of the Marauders map and what it means to Professor Lupin and what it means to him being Animagus and all that stuff, and to be with Sirius and all that stuff was a lot of detail that could just been in there. And these are 4 or 5 minute scenes that could have been in, and not 4 or 5 minutes, a 5 minute scene of the Marauders map. And you have a 2 hour and 10, that's 2 hour and 15, and another 5 minutes of Harry Henry in the conversation right there with Ron and Hermione of why he wants to kill Sirius Black, what he hears when the Dementors are on him. I believe was necessary. So for the book versus the movie, to me the book wins the Harry Potter war right here. The book is definitely to me better than the movie. After I rewatched the movie and after I reread the book and comparing the two side to side, the book is the better one. And because of that, the book's now going to rank higher on my book list, and the movie now is going to go lower on my movie list. But overall, I love both of them. Love reading the book. Love watching the movie. Prefer the book. If there's one other complaint I have with the Prisoner of Azkaban now that I rewatch it, the rewatchability of them going back in time to stop Buckbeak's death and Sirius' escape. Yeah, it's not that enjoyable while rewatching. I still enjoy the whole turn to page 394 and all that stuff. I still enjoy the Prisoner of Azkaban, but again, there's not a lot of moving parts with the story in general. It's just Sirius Black is trying to infiltrate Hogwarts to get to Harry. I had actually more fun with Remus Lupin teaching Harry Expecto Patronum. But that's my personal opinion, everybody. Let me know what y'all think. What was your favorite part of the books? What was your favorite part of the movie? Think the book is better? Think the movie is better? Let me know what y'all think, everyone. My name's Elise. Bye for everybody. Bye bye.